Hey y'all, as you guys gear up for game day, I am going to show you one of my favorite Rotel dip recipes. Honey, if you have not tried this, run to the store and try this right now. Okay, y'all, we're going to get into these ingredients. So first off, I'm going to use chorizo. Now I'm using 12 ounces. You can also use some hot breakfast sausage, but I don't recommend beef because it's not going to have the same flavor, okay? Now I am going to use some sharp cheddar cheese. Now I know a lot of people like to bust out the Velveetta. Now Velveetta don't really agree with me like that, okay? So I'm actually going to be using real cheese, okay? And I'm going to combine this with a little bit of Gouda cheese. But that's optional because you can actually just use, cheddar by itself. Now, because I have some white cheddar, I am just going to stick in a little bit of this Saison Tropical for a bit of flavor and just to make sure I have the right color. To assist with thickening the sauce, I'm going to use a bit of flour because it will also help absorb a little bit of the fat that comes off of the chorizo. Of course, I am using some Rotel. I love this fire roasted kind, but you can use any kind that you like. The evaporated milk plus the cream cheese is going to give this sauce that queso consistency. The cream cheese is going to add a little bit of body, and the evaporated milk is going to make this nice and scoopable with your chips. So in a skillet, I'm first going to put in the chorizo. I'm not adding any extra oil because trust me, this chorizo got a bunch of fat on its own. I like to start it off on a low medium heat, and it will just start to render the fat on this meat. One thing I do want to make a note of is that while you do want to break up the chorizo, don't break it up so small that it becomes piecey. You do kind of want a little bit of chunks in there so that when it scoops up, people just get a nice piece of meat on that tortilla chip. Now, you can drain off the fat from the chorizo. Do you want the cholesterol? Do you want the extra? That's up to you, baby. Okay? Whatever you want to do, you do it. I'm going to throw in a little bit of onion. I'm going to saute that for about 1 minute, and then I will put in the tablespoon of flour. I'm going to just toast that for about 30 seconds to remove that raw flour taste. Then I'm going to begin to add half of a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. And while I'm adding that, you want to stir it quickly. Now, I don't want nobody complaining in these comments saying that's fattening, that's going to have you locked up on the toilet, all that. Baby, when you click this video, you signed up for some lactose pills, an increase in your toilet paper bill, and a fupa. So don't even come to me complaining. I have turned the heat down to low, and I'm going to add in 2 ounces of cream cheese and just steadily mix that in. Be careful that your heat is not too high because you don't want to separate the cheese. I'm going to add in the whole 8-ounce block of cheddar cheese, the can of Rotel with the juices, as well as 5 slices of the Gouda. Or instead, you could use 4 ounces of more cheddar cheese. That's really up to you. Or even some smoked Gouda. Baby, just get creative with it, okay? I'm going to throw in a little bit of that Saison Tropical. That's maybe about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Then I'm going to mix this and then cover this and let it cook on low for just about 3 minutes. Honey, this is a super quick recipe, all right? Then I'm going to mix this up, and I still had a few chunks of my cheddar cheese, so I just kept mixing it until it was fully melted and became a beautiful cheese sauce. Serve this up with some tortilla chips and you have a delicious Rotel dip. Let me know if you're going to try this in the comments. Goodbye and God bless.